Imagine this. You're standing at the helm of a ship in the middle of a storm, the waves crashing, your crew looking at you for answers, and you have no clue if you'll make it out alive. That, my friend, is the reality of being a leader in business. And that's exactly what Ben Horowitz lays out in The Hard Thing About Hard Things. Horowitz doesn't sugarcoat leadership. He doesn't serve up a fairy tale about smooth sailing. Instead, he gives us the unfiltered, brutally honest truth. Running a company is hard. And most of the time, there's no easy way out. But within that struggle lies the key to real leadership. In this audiobook by AudiblePages, we'll break down the major lessons from The Hard Thing About Hard Things and explore not only what Horowitz teaches, but how you can apply these insights to your own journey. Expect stories, humor, and real-world applications, because let's face it, you don't need another dry lecture on leadership. You need practical, no-nonsense strategies to survive the tough times. Lesson 1. The struggle is real and inevitable. Let's start with a hard truth. If you're leading anything, whether a business, a team, or even your own career, you will struggle. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Horowitz calls this the struggle. It's that gut-wrenching feeling when everything seems to be falling apart. Employees quit, customers leave, investors back out, and you start questioning everything. He knows this feeling firsthand. He lived it while running LoudCloud, navigating one crisis after another, including near bankruptcy. The lesson? Embrace the struggle. It's easy to fantasize about quitting when things get hard, but great leaders endure and adapt. Instead of looking for an easy way out, train yourself to stay calm in chaos. Think critically and make the best decision with the information you have. Horowitz tells the story of how LoudCloud, once on the brink of collapse, had to pivot dramatically to survive. Rather than being paralyzed by fear, he focused on executing with whatever resources he had left. And that's the secret. When things go south, action beats analysis paralysis. Actionable takeaway. Start practicing resilience before you need it. When faced with problems, instead of reacting emotionally, ask, what's the best decision I can make given the circumstances? Also, recognize that struggle means growth. The most valuable skills, critical thinking, decision-making under pressure, and resilience, aren't developed in easy times. They're forged in fire. Lesson 2. There's no playbook for tough decisions. Most business books try to sell you a proven formula for success. Horowitz? He calls BS on that idea. In tough times, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. Take his own experience. When his company was on the brink of collapse, he had to choose between selling or restructuring under severe constraints. No business school textbook told him what to do. He had to rely on instinct, experience, and adaptability. For instance, during the dot-com crash, LoudCloud faced an existential crisis. Horowitz could either let the company die or reimagine it entirely. He chose the latter, shifting the company's focus to software and rebranding as Opsware. This decision not only saved the business, but later led to a billion-dollar acquisition by HP. Actionable takeaway. When making hard decisions, don't waste time searching for a perfect answer. Focus on the best possible decision with the information at hand. Understand that making a decision, even an imperfect one, is often better than hesitation. A great leader learns to thrive in uncertainty. If you wait for perfect information, you'll always be too late. Lesson 3. The CEO job is lonely, and that's normal. Ever wonder why CEOs get paid the big bucks? It's not for the glamour, it's for the burden. Being the boss means making decisions no one else wants to make. Layoffs, restructuring, disappointing investors, it's all part of the job. And it's lonely. Horowitz admits that at times he felt like there was no one he could talk to about the pressures of running a company. If you're in a leadership role and you've ever felt the same way, congratulations, you're normal. One of the best ways to combat this loneliness is to build a support network. Even the best CEOs have mentors, peer groups, or advisors to lean on. If you try to carry everything alone, burnout is inevitable. Actionable takeaway. Find peers or mentors who understand leadership struggles. Having a network of people who've been there can make the difference between feeling isolated and staying sane. Lesson 4. Hiring and firing. The hardest part of leadership, one of the most difficult yet critical tasks for any leader, is knowing when to fire someone. Horowitz states it plainly. Keeping the wrong people around out of guilt or fear is a massive mistake. He shares a painful experience of having to let go of an executive who was great on paper but toxic to the company's culture. The reality? A single bad hire, especially a leadership level, can set an entire company back months or years. Actionable takeaway: hire for attitude and adaptability, not just skills. And when someone isn't working out, act fast. Delaying hard decisions only makes things worse. Also, be transparent about expectations. Many hiring failures happen because expectations weren't clearly set from the beginning. Be clear about roles, responsibilities, and company culture from day one. Lesson 5. Leadership is about giving people the truth. The best leaders don't sugarcoat reality. Horowitz argues that employees can handle bad news if they trust you. The worst thing you can do as a leader is to keep people in the dark. He recalls a time when his company faced a financial crisis. Instead of hiding it, he told his team straight up. The result? Employees respected him more and worked harder to turn things around. Actionable takeaway: be radically honest. Employees respect transparency more than fake optimism. Transparency builds trust. If people feel informed, they feel valued. And when they feel valued, they fight harder for the company. Conclusion: the hard things make you stronger. Here's the bottom line. Leadership isn't about avoiding hard things. It's about facing them head on. Every crisis, every struggle, every impossible decision, they're all part of the journey. If you're leading anything important in life, you will have moments where you feel lost. But that's exactly what makes you a leader, the willingness to figure it out anyway. So, take Horowitz's lessons to heart. Embrace the struggle. Make the hard calls. Lead with honesty. And most importantly, keep going. Because in the end, the hardest things are the ones that shape you the most. Final thought: the best leaders aren't the ones who avoid hard things. They're the ones who learn, adapt, and lead through them. And so can you.